So it's been a while since I vlogged about the book, A Child's Memories of Cartoons and Murder. But I figured now would be a very good time because there's, a moment that comes about where politics enters our lives, even if we are not individuals that really like politics. My husband says I'm obsessive about it because I watch it a lot, but I really watch not because of the politics, but I watch to see how people talk about the issues that affect me and the issues that affect my family and my people. Like, I want to know how other people relate to me or us and stories that might not be directly about them, right? Is there a compassion in the decisions that they're making? Do they really consider how the decisions that they make reflect other people? I know right now it's very contentious with, Kamala and Joe Biden and things of that nature, but I think for politics, for it to mean something to you, the politicians have to tell a good story, right? They have to be able to connect what they are trying to convey to you in a way that makes it compelling. I have to say, I don't really think Kamala has done that well of a job, because there are some things that she has done that I think really go to the core of who she is, or at least the work that she has done, that she doesn't talk about. And I'm not exactly sure why, particularly with law enforcement and people calling her the cop and saying that, she was too hard on Black men. But follow me here for a second. I'm not going to actually read from the chapters, but I'm going to tell you where you can find them if you haven't read the book. It's an easy read. It's really about lessons in life that I've gone through from 0 to 18, which was ridiculous. I had probably encountered the police over 100 times, and I had over 21 addresses. So that's how insane my life had been, and none of those were my fault because I was a kid, right? But it's the life that I lived. So back to politics, I wanted to, really talk about how you make it personal. And that's how you draw understanding. It has to be something personal to you. So I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for, but I think you'll understand why. I have maybe 3 basic issues that are eating at the heart of my decisions, right? One of them, and if you, like I said, if you read the book, it starts on page 94. I was assaulted in college, and I didn't tell right away, right? But I did eventually go to the police and report it. And I think I did that because I felt like it would be okay. Like they would deal with it. They wouldn't treat me a certain type of way. It's always nerve-wracking to report an assault. You're always fearful of how people might react to it. The police, people that hear about it, friends, non-friends. And so it leaves you always wondering if it's what you should do. But I did. And it was handled well by our department at Cal State Northridge. Betsy DeVos has made it so that victims that report are actually treated like criminals. She is someone that has made reporting a crime as a woman on campus terrifying. People don't recognize that her job as Secretary of Education actually affects colleges and universities too. Maybe they do, I don't know. But when you look back at an election, I think many people thought, even if Donald Trump isn't the best politician or he doesn't make the best decisions, that he would hire people that made good decisions, right? But this is a man that believes that he can buy high performers. He can buy excellence. Money can buy amazingness and brilliance. But it's actually the opposite. Brilliance attracts money. And I don't think he's ever been in a position to understand that. So money has been the core of what has been going on these last few years. And it has brought in some people that have made some decisions that make it very difficult for people like me to be able to try to take care of themselves in the best way that they know how. Now, I am not someone that says defund the police, because in my lifetime, the police have helped me. They have saved my life. They have protected me. Though I can also acknowledge that there are things that they can do better, that there's better hiring, better training tactics that can take place. I have needed them on several occasions as a young child. If you read the book, it'll tell you. So I think that there's opportunity to improve, right? And I do think that having Kamala in office, because she knows this department, this occupation so well, that it can be fixed from the inside out. I could be wrong, but taking it back to personal experience, I also talk about the murder that I experienced in this book. I talk about witnessing my mother being shot and her boyfriend being murdered in front of me at 5. And looking back at how that case was handled, I'm still not so satisfied. But what I am satisfied about is how they kept him behind bars. And that was a direct consequence of Kamala Harris's office when she was working. So she was doing her job. Her office was doing their job. This man who murdered someone in front of children was about to get out of prison. And her office stepped in and handled it in a way that kept him there until he was no longer able to be of harm to anyone else. Not only that, but she's a huge advocate, and Joe Biden also, for victim services and victims' rights. For me, that is a personal issue. There is no way that someone that has been a victim of a violent crime should be subject to fear for the rest of their life. I am not sure that this current administration looks at things like that, but I definitely want to take it back to the college campus. Many people that go to college are away from their family. They're away from home. And they depend on their life at this university being safe. And if it's not, the people on that campus helping them to find that safety and that feeling again. Because that basically is your surrogate family until you go off and you make your own. And I have to say that the things that Miss Betsy DeVos has put in place is so harmful and so scary that it is hard for me to imagine my daughter going off to college with the system that this woman has put in place. But this is someone that this administration has not shrugged at in regards to any of her decisions. So when we look at how we make decisions in politics, I like to listen more than talk and hear how people are relating the decisions that they're making to maybe someone else that they might care about or love. Do you think about things through the purview of people around you, or is it just about you? Is it just about you? What issue really tugs at you? And what kind of decisions have been made based around those issues? For me, it's just very personal. I am a victim of violent crime. How that is handled matters. Some of y'all are mad that Kamala and her office put black men in jail. But a black man committed murder in front of 2 young children. So yeah, sometimes we have to talk about things that are unpleasant about our own people, but we have to be honest. She was not just running around throwing people in jail for no reason at all. And no one's perfect. It's really easy for those that sit back and don't participate in civil service to judge those that do. And listen, I'm not a huge Kamala advocate, but I am an advocate of safety and victim services and education. So you really need to think about what your issue is and see how the people in power now and those that are looking to be in power lean on those issues. It's important that you understand what you are voting for, not just what you are voting against. And for me, it has a lot to do with safety, education, and feeling like my family is safe out in this world. So do what you need to do, but you do need to understand there's so much more than just these surface issues that I hear a lot of people talking about. All right? Anyways, if you haven't got the book, make sure you grab it. Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Yeah, that's about it. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good day.